It's a yes bank maximum, the first of this contest. Oh, that is brilliant. It's a hero maximum. On the ground, down the ground, another hero maximum.
Righto, welcome back to the Maximum Cricket Podcast, episode number 47. Jacko, just quickly, why is it we round up on every score except for milestones? Like if you got 47, you're not really rounding it up to 58, or would you?
It's just the fact checking part of it, isn't it? It's that if you say you get 50, someone's gonna check the scorecard and then be like, well, we only got 47. But if you say 30 odd and you get 27, someone's gonna look at that and be like, oh, he probably didn't check, he just thought he got a few, like that sort of thing. Or even 70 odd, 80 odd, anything above 50, 70 odd or 80 odd, isn't it? So, but yeah, I think it's just that fact checking of if you say you're getting a 50, that's a milestone. That goes in the stat sheet next to your your 50s and your 100s. So, I think you can't fool the general public with a 47 turning into 50, because I think even non-cricketers know that sort of your 50s and your 100s are big deals.
Yeah, it's hard to sort of forget that you passed 50 or not, eh? Like you're actually raising your bat.
Yeah.
Whereas,
Did you raise
just
the bat? Yes, no.
Yeah, it's a thing you're not going to forget.
Although we did have I had a top moment playing in the UK where a bloke raised his bat on 36, so just absolutely smoked a cover drive, got a massive shot from us and just whipped around straight bat in the air. We're like, huh? Okay. Guess you're happy with it.
Oh, brilliant. So my name is Munter, and we have obviously Jacko. Lugsy should be joining us later to defend his snack draft title. But today we are 2 weeks into the IPL, so we thought we'd do we're 2 weeks into the IPL, so we thought, who are the real contenders and who's making up the numbers per se? We have a new segment called Pyranha Picks. Not the Piranha Pricks, but the Piranha Picks.
Well, we might be pricks yet.
You just never know. We could be the pricks to get them wrong, because we're going to give you guys something to punt on this week. We also discuss who are the worst blokes in cricket, who could be us if we get these wrong. We all know them anyway. We have that and an Easter snack draft special. But first of all, Jacko, how was your Easter? Plenty of chocolate to go around?
Yeah. Obviously, plenty of chocky. We had the long weekend, obviously, so a good chance to get some landscaping done. Not just lawn mowing, but bit of renovating in the garden. So, it's always a nice use of your time. Bit of blue collar work for the weekend. So, that was about us. Sort of had the thought mid-Easter. Easter could be a worse eating period than the Christmas break. Just purely, it's just so much chocolate and sugar and hot cross buns and all good stuff. But good to be at the other side of it, I think.
100%. I managed. I had the odd treat. It's funny, it's Easter and you're supposed to just eat your Easter eggs and your hot cross buns and things like that. But I do feel like you do gorge yourself because it's Easter.
Yeah.
You do eat, I had fish and chips more often than I probably should. It's Easter though, so you can do those.
Once you're tacking on 2 to 3 Easter eggs to your day, it's out the window anyway, isn't it? You can eat anything during the day, and it's not going to matter if three Harvey's Easter eggs that night. So
the weekend's an owl. Let's make it a good one.
Yeah, as one of my mates once said, if I'm going to go over my calories, I might as well go well over and get back on track tomorrow.
100%. Wise words. Righto, let's move on to the IPL. We're week 2 into it. We have a wee sample size on how the teams are tracking. I think everyone's played a few games for us to have a look at the side's credentials. By the time you will listen to this, Mumbai and Delhi would have played, the 2 bottom teams. So if anything wild happens in that game, like 5 sixes in a row, or a failed man cat off the last ball, we do apologise. However, I just thought we'd take stock of the sides by doing a way too soon power rankings, but more of the realms of who are our genuine contenders and who are the pretenders. We have one side who has 3 wins, 5 sides who have 2 wins, and 2 teams who have 1. Obviously, either Mumbai or Delhi will have 0 wins after today. So I want to split the teams up into the 3 categories. Number 1 will be the genuine contenders. Number 2, the potential contenders. And number 3, the pretenders, relegation stuff. Let's start with the absolute genuine contenders. Gun to your head, you think these 3 teams are going to make the semis, and you wouldn't be shocked if they won the whole thing. Okay, so let's start with, I've got the Rajasthan Royals paying $5.50 at the tab, the Gujarat Titans paying $5, and the Lucknow Super Giants, who are currently the favourites at $4.50. Both Rajasthan and Gujarat have won 2 convincingly and lost a nail-biter. None more so than Gujarat. Fair to say, defending 28 off 5, 99 times of 100. You back yourself on that one, Jacko?
Yeah, I'd say it's probably more. I'd say it's 999 out of 1,000. That feels insurmountable. I think like that you just can't sort of half miss a slow ball that gets chunked or whatever yet. 5 sixes in a row feels like too many. But yeah, as we saw, some phenomenal hitting. And yeah, you got to feel for that bowler because he will be like, even 4 off the last ball, you're thinking, fuck, surely he can just squeeze something and get a hit out to the boundary and they run 2. Or yeah, I don't know if that's just the worst 5 balls to close a game out ever. I don't know if there has been worse, but tough to take if you're the bowler, I think. But some just exceptional hitting to see, and yeah, it's what the crowd wants, and yeah, massive highlights for the boys.
Yeah, it's there's a lot of things that have to go right and wrong to hit 5 sixes in a row. Like, he only had to hit a Yorker once. He hits one Yorker well, he bowls one good delivery, it's over. If the batsman mishits the ball once, it's over.
Or even if he smokes it head high to the boundary, like he could hit the best shot of his life and it's out caught, like that sort of thing. Like, yeah, you don't see 5 sixes in a row very often, let alone the last 5 balls of a game, needing all of them to be sixes to win. So, yeah, just crazy stuff.
Definitely. And the only side to win 3 games so far, Lucknow, who've won 3 and just lost the 1 game. Jacko, I just feel like these sides have more guys firing than the others. So like when the big guns don't perform, they've got others that step up. At Gujarat, you've got 3 guys inside the top 10 runs getters, and they aren't Hardik Pandya or David Miller, so that just shows how good they're going. They've got the best T20 bowler in the world, Rashid Khan. The Royals, they've got both openers inside the top 7, which is massive, and they've still got Hetmeyer and Sampson to come. Bowling, they've got Trent Bolt, who's taken 2 double wicket maidens in the first over inside 3 games. Like that, it's almost as impossible as 5 sixes in a row.
Yeah. I think even just touching on that, like just a maiden in a T20 is like unbelievable. Yeah, even a wicket maiden, you never see it, and to get 2 double wicket maidens, I mean, Bolty's on top of the world. He might be one of the best T20 quicks in the world right now. If you had to, if you draft a team to play out of space, he's probably in your list for the T20 team for the world, I'd say.
Yeah, definitely one of the best new ball bowlers in the world. I think there was don't fact check me, but there was some stat around the last 3 years where he's taken double the amount of wickets in the first over.
Saw the same thing. I think it's 19 wickets since 2019 in the IPL in the first 2 overs or something.
Yeah,
closest guy is 7 or something like that.
Yeah, and that's massive because obviously a lot of these sides are top heavy. Like their big guns are at the top. So if you knock a couple over early, like inside the first over, that really puts a team back. Yeah. And
if the best batters in the world can't even hit you for 1 run off the other 4 balls, that's saying a lot.
100%. And then the best part about the Royals side is when you get through that, they've got 2 spinners in Ashwin and Chahal who just squeeze the life out of you. Chahal's, one of the top wicket takers. It's a complete side. And then you got Lucknow who have power plenty. They've got Kyle Mayers who's striking at 180. Stoinis is striking at 160. And then Nicholas Puran, who's averaging 47, and his strike rate's 220. Last night, 15 balls for his 50. I mean, fucking hell, that's ridiculous. And then with the ball, I got Mark Wood breathing fire. So, I mean, it's hard to argue with these three sides. Jacko's being by themselves.
It seems to be that, like, that's your equation, isn't it? You have one genuine high-end fast bowling talent, one or two spinners to squeeze, and just, like, batters that can whack it through the order. And it's funny how simple that seems. But yeah, to actually get that formula and get it all working together and working well, we've seen early in the tournament that these three teams have got that, and they'll, if they keep playing this way, they've sort of solved the formula. And if it keeps working, I think these three will be very, very hard to beat come the business end of the season.
Definitely. So let's just say someone's got a gun to your head right now, and they're like, you've got to pick one of these three teams to win the whole thing. Yeah. I don't know why he's doing that.
So he's a sicko.
He's a sicko. I don't know what he's getting out of it either. It's a strange one. Who are you taking, Jacko?
It's Blythe. Blythe just wants to know.
Producer Dylan.
Yeah, producer Dylan is wants to take for the listeners. It's tough, but I will go Rajasthan. I think their bowlers, if Trent's going to play like this the whole way through, he'll play every game. I don't know if Wood's playing the back end of the IPL. So I think Chahal, Ashwin, Bolt, they're playing every game, and I think they'll be the difference come whenever that last day is.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards the Royals as well. I think before the tournament I picked Gujarat, and I think them and the Royals, I just have them slightly ahead of Lucknow. And I know Lucknow's top and they're the favourites. But like you said, how long can Mark Wood play? He's already missed a game. Does he finish I'll be surprised if he finished the IPL with the Ashes. And then there's the KR Rahul problem where, he's striking 100 inside 4 games now. I think last night he was 20 off 19 after 11 overs, chasing 210. So I think that's an issue. But we're clutching at straws a wee bit.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you're separating, you're sort of splitting hairs here, aren't you? Like, these are probably the cream of the crop. And yeah, as you said, there's these are probably the two that are going to be there. So we'll just take Bolt playing the whole time as the reason we take Rajasthan for now.
100%. Right, our next bracket, we've got potential contenders. I've got 4 teams in this bracket. These are teams who have shown glimpses of competing with the big teams, and a couple of them have beaten the big teams, so they can do it on any given day, but they just aren't quite firing on all cylinders just yet so far. So that they aren't complete contenders, but they have potential. So I've got here Chennai Super Kings, who are 2-1, and they're paying $6 to win the whole thing. The Kolkata Knight Riders, who are 2-1, also paying $9.50. Punjab Kings 11, who are 2-1, also paying a hefty $12. And RCB, who are 1 win, 2 losses, paying $9.50. Which of these teams do you think has the best chance of being like a genuine contender? Who do you think can move up that ladder?
Yeah, it's a tough one. I think, I don't know what it is, but I think there is a Virat Kohli effect going on at the moment. So I think if they're in the dance, they could make some noise. Like I'm talking Kohli 100 in the semi to get them home, chasing. So just for that reason, I like RCB. Punjab as well, probably out of these 4, those are the 2 I think they're probably stepping up. Punjab seem to be scoring some runs at the top. I think I saw before they had, we've got Darwin, top run scorer. If he can go, he's averaging 225 currently, so that'll come down, but doing a job. If that stays the course, they'll win everything in a canter. But yeah, I think that, I mean, you could go either way. I mean, we said Chennai were done 2 weeks ago, so they'll probably win the whole thing based off how we've been going.
Yeah. Bit of an L. Well,
yet to be seen. Yet to be seen.
I think we'll start with RCB. That's where you started, and like they've lost 2, they've only won 1 game. They really probably should have won that game today.
Yeah,
and I think you've got to remember that Hasaranga hasn't played a game yet, who was pretty massive for them last year.
Yeah.
So they've got Faf and Coley, who are like inside the top 5 run scorers. They're both averaging like 80 odd. Maxwell striking almost 200.
Yeah.
Like Mohamed
There's
Siraj
enough there that it should come round.
Yeah, there's Mohamed Siraj is taking poles. I think they're striking in the middle at the moment. And I think Hasaranga, one of the best spinners in the world, I think he'll definitely fix that.
Yeah.
I think
it's
that's
crazy that
they're
missing. Crazy they're missing just one element from what we sort of said that the Rajasthan Royals had in terms of that quality spinner, and they're just 1 from 2. Like, you can already see the massive difference. They've got 2 blokes averaging 80 and a new ball bowler taking poles, but they just can't be getting it done without those sort of magical spin overs in the middle. So yeah, if with Hasaranga comes back and is a player he sort of can be, they could get hot at the right time.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's interesting with Punjab Kings 11 because they've beaten Rajasthan and they've beaten Kolkata, so they've beaten some handy teams, and obviously Shikhar Dhawan's averaging 220, so that's quite good, as you said, and they've got a decent bowling attack on paper. Arshdeep's taking poles. Nathan Ellis is actually a really good T20 bowler.
Yeah, very
should
good
be in that Aussie T20 lineup. And then they've got Sam Curran, who's good on paper, but he's averaging 96 with the ball. So
yeah, it hurts.
Yeah,
Rabada to come in too.
Yeah, Rabada to come in. Yes, he'll probably come in for Sam Curran. So we've taken some L's, but I'll take the W on that one, on Sam Curran being overrated. But I think it's interesting.
Chalk it up, producer Gary.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. Like Punjab odds are blown out to 12, even though I think that's quite interesting. I think it's down to they've got a big reliance on Shikhar Dhawan. Like he lost the last game. They got 99 odd out, and they only got 140. I think it's Dhawan or bust at the moment.
Yeah, it looks a little bit thin, doesn't it? Their sort of batting lineup.
Yeah, so I think like you said, Dhawan's average should come down to the pack.
Yeah. Like if they sort of they're probably missing a healthy Bairstow quite a lot, aren't they?
Yeah. That's massive. Yeah, that is huge. I think that's a big loss for any side. Righto, let's move on to our pretenders, the bottom 3. If we had promotion relegation, Blythy's got a gun to our heads yet again. We're picking a bottom 3. I think it's starting to be quite clear. You've got the Sunrisers, Mumbai, and the Delhi Capitals, who are, at the moment of recording, they've got 1 win between them. So that's not exactly, to be fair, that's not going out on a limb for me to say that they're the bottom 3. I think that's a fair take. The Tab's got the Sunrisers at 14, Mumbai at 14, and Delhi at $21 to win the whole thing. So that would mean if you chucked 100 on these 3 teams, you'd win nothing because they suck. Which I'm being a bit harsh, but there's something wrong because it's weird because these teams they're good on paper, but they can't figure it out. I don't quite understand. Sunrisers have good overseas. They've got Markram, Harry Brook, Glenn Phillips, Klaassen, Marco Jansen. They've also got good Indian players, Umar Malik, Bhuvi Kumar, Washington Sundar, Tripathi. But they just do weird things. Like that game against Lucknow, they only had 3 internationals in the first innings, and they sat Glenn Phillips and Klaassen and only made 120. That's a poor move.
Yeah, it just, for whatever reason, if things aren't going well, those decisions just get made. Rajasthan aren't doing that. The teams at the top just aren't sitting out and overseas just because. So, yeah, as you said, it just doesn't quite make sense. But, yeah, for whatever reason, like, sometimes it just doesn't work. And I suppose that comes down to, something that happens when you sort of have half your squad's overseas and these sort of franchise leagues. These guys aren't spending sort of months and months building up to a season and playing together all the time and that sort of thing. So I suppose sometimes it's just not going to work, and it's not going to mesh, and all the talent and everything just isn't going to come out as results as the season goes. But yeah, I mean, all three have got talent across the board to come back and sort of make a push into that middle bracket and maybe make a sort of Cinderella run after being written off by TMC. But yeah,
podcast on the wall sort of job.
Yeah. Well, we were in Seifert's changing room. We're in Seifert's locker room after our takes, and he proved us wrong. So you never know. But no, so yeah, I mean, Delhi losing Pant, obviously extreme circumstances, but
yeah, definitely.
That's never going to help. That's like losing your Rohits or your Virats. To lose your best Indian batter, you're always going to struggle. But yeah, I mean, they've all got good enough players, so hopefully for the tournament's sake, they can swing it round and start being competitive. Because yeah, one win between three is not great.
No. So before we move on, Jacko, if you look at those three sides, you got to pick one of them to make a late run to turn it around. Who do you pick?
Yeah, it is tough. Maybe the Capitals.
Yeah.
Warner,
this could look real good if they lose tonight and it comes out and they're 0-4. But
yeah, I know
what you're
to come. Mitchell Marsh has been fucking whacking it recently. Surely he comes in. But yeah, I mean, any three of them you can probably, if you throw shit at a wall, sometimes it's going to stick. So we could, Mumbai's got the pedigree. They could, that owner could get in there like we saw in the TV show and give him a rack up, and that could do the trick. But yeah, I don't mind Delhi. I think when they get Norkia and Mitch Marsh sort of starts playing a bit, they could sort of get that formula right of a guy bowling rapid and a couple of guys whacking it.
Yeah, I like that call with Delhi as well, because if you look at their results, they were 0-3, but they've lost to Lucknow, Gujarat, and Rajasthan. So the three best teams off the bat. So it's not a great three teams to play. And the the Ricky Ponting's their coach, and I just can't see him, I guess, mailing it in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I think he could help turn the side around. I know Warner's scoring runs, and I know it's slow, and I know he's copping a bit of heat, but he's not getting a lot from the top order. They're losing quickly wickets. They've got a good side. Like, they've got Prickly Shaw still in there. Riley Rousseau, like I said, Mitchell Marsh. Like, if they could just
if two of those four start firing, they get a win, they get rolling. Norkia comes in, starts bowling quick. Ngidi starts to swing it. They could. We run could be there.
Right, we'll take that. We'll definitely take that. Okay, Jacko, let's move on. Out or Not Out is going to make a return this week, and it's a special edition because we're going to review some of the rule changes in the IPL that's been made this year. I think there's a decent sample size now for us to do 3 out or not outs for the rule changes. Okay, so I'll list them, and then we'll do 3 out or not outs as we go. So let's start with naming the 11 after the toss. Obviously, trialled in the SA20 League. This allows teams to name their 11, depending on whether they are batting first or not. The second one, you're allowed to use DRS for no balls and wides. And the last one is the impact players. So teams now name 4 substitutes along with the playing 11, and they can use one of them to replace another player during the match. Teams seem to be lengthening their batting or having another bowler. So, Jacko, hit me with your out or not outs.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, I'll split it sort of into two. The DRS for wides and no balls. I'm out. I don't think it should be there. I think you've got to keep. Yeah, you got to keep some. Like the umpire's got to do fucking something. And I'll put another thing, or another spin on this for you. If you're the non-striker, you should be fucking eagle-eyeing that front foot for your mate at the other end for a DRS. And if he gets out and you see that you think he's overstepped, you just give him the wee and tell him to review it. Like that should be on the non-striker to be watching that. If the umpire misses it, that's fair cop. That's having human error. But yeah, I reckon your mate at the other end should be watching that front foot for you and telling you if you're out that you should be sending that upstairs because he might have overstepped.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, what are the umpires going to do from now on? And like I hate DRS or what it's become anyway.
Yeah.
I just think it's dragging the game out. I think we've got too many of them. I think it should be just there for howlers. And then now we're adding it for no balls and wides. When like if it's let's say it's a full toss no ball. Like the umpire's going to check that if he's not sure anyway. And
exactly.
If they call it one way, you've got to have insurmountable evidence that it goes the other way.
Yeah.
And it's hardly ever gonna be overturned. And the wide rule
is so clear.
Well, I was going to say it's quite sort of messy when batsmen are like moving around the crease. Like that's the part where it's going to be. It's really messy.
But I don't think adding someone watching it back in slow mo makes it unmessy either.
Yeah, agreed. You're never going to turn a decision. Nah,
it's a rule interpretation thing. It's not a have we got 3 reds instead of 2 reds and an umpire's call sort of job. So, yeah, I'm out on DRS for those things. I think it's just sort of got to be, especially with the wides, especially with guys batting all over the show. Yeah, it's like if you're an NFL fan or an NRL fan, if you watch a replay slowed down in the right frame from the right angle, everything's going to be a penalty sort of thing. So, yeah, if you're starting to do this with every decision in cricket, you're taking away that sort of human factor that goes away. So yeah, I think pretty safely both out on those ones.
Yeah. What about naming the 11 after the toss?
So yeah, I think you've got to have one or the other here.
Yeah, agreed.
I think if I'm out on one, I'm not out on the other. Like I don't hate it. But I think if you're going to pick your 11 after the toss, you should impact. Why do you need an impact player?
That's almost a substitute right there.
Yeah, because you're basically saying we either want an extra spinner or quick, depending on if we bat or bowl first, or do we want an extra batter to chase, or do we want an extra batter to set? Like, depending on what you think the conditions are going to do. So then, if you make 2 wrong decisions, do you finally get a right decision? So by adding your substitute player back in, if you get it wrong initially, I think it takes the skill level out of coaching a little bit and out of team selection, because you're basically saying, well, fuck, wait till the toss is done. So you might not have to read the wicket. And then if you get it wrong, fuck it, you can change it anyway. So yeah, I think it de-skills coaches and captains and selectors, and yeah, I think you probably got to have one or the other. So I'm out or not out on either one based on the others. I think you've just got to have. You can't just have both. You can't just fix mistakes left, right, and centre mid-game.
Yeah, I think if I'm picking one, I'm picking the name in the 11 after the toss. I think that for me it's taking away a problem, which is the toss, or it's becoming toss, because T20s is very quickly becoming you bat second, you win, and it takes away the due. And I think if you're allowed to tweak your team depending on whether you're chasing or not, you might have an extra seam or play, or if you're batting first, if you're bowling first, you might play another spinner or whatever, vice versa. I think, I don't know, I wouldn't be opposed to that expanding to the international game. I think it just takes away from that toss element.
Yeah,
and I think it still adds
that level of intrigue of like have they still picked the right 11? Have they got the balance of the side right?
Yeah.
I think when you're changing the team mid-game, like, especially in cricket, it's just a bit like, oh, let's just fucking see what happens. We'll name whatever team we'll name an extra batter, and if our top order goes good, we'll just swap one out for a bowler or whatever. So, yeah, I think I like the name the team after the toss, and I think that gives you a bit more flexibility, but you still are having to make a decision on, do we think it's going to swing under lights and not spin and skid on, or do we think we need an extra batter because it's going to be tough to bat early and nip around a bit. I think one day cricket as well, it could be really interesting to use in there. So, yeah, let's go not out on name the team after the toss and out on the
Impact players.
Impact player, that's what we call them.
I think the only way I'm okay with impact players is if it's for an injury. Like if it's just an injury and you want to sub a player out, like I'd do that. Because I think at the moment, like you said, you're double dipping, and I think it's devaluing all rounders as well. Because it's starting to become like batters and bowlers, and you don't need the all rounders as much. They're not as valuable because you can just lengthen your batting lineup or lengthen your bowling. And I worry about that because I think all rounders are pretty special.
Yeah.
If you can have a genuine all rounder.
And I think that all rounder piece, that's sort of like, it's like almost like your quarterback in the NFL or your point guard in the NBA. It's that sort of unicorn everyone's looking for.
Yeah.
Like if you've got one, you do whatever you can to keep him playing, and if you don't have one, you're doing everything under the sun to unearth him and sort of find your next genuine all-rounder. Like Aussie's got theirs, England's got theirs, India have a couple in terms of their spin bowling all-rounders, and I think it's sort of when that value of the all-rounders there, you sort of really separate teams quite quickly, I think. So yeah, as you said, if you've got an impact player and you're devaluing that all-rounder, you're just probably, I suppose, potentially evening the field a bit.
100%. Righto, MVP watch. I've got a top 5 here. Let me rattle them off. I've got at number 5, Rashid Khan from the Titans, 8 wickets at 11, strike rate 9, economy 7.8. At 4, I've got Chahal from the Rajasthan Royals. Has exact same figures, 8 wickets at 11, strike rate 9, economy rate 7.8. You don't often see that. Number 3, I've got Joss Buttler, 152 runs at 51, strike rate of 181. Gaikwad at number 2, 189 runs at 94 with a strike rate of 161 from CSK. And at number 1, Shikhar Dhawan from Punjab Kings, 225 runs at 225, strike rate of 149, a one-man machine. Jacko, I know I'm missing a few.
Yep.
But I want to hear it from yourself. Anyone that is unlucky?
Yeah, I think if we're looking at 6 to 9, we've probably got Kohli, Bolt, Wood, and so what's the West Indians name who whacked it the other day?
Oh, Pooran. Yeah, I've got
Pooran. Yeah, that's probably you're just missing out. So, I mean,
Pooran's probably the most unlucky because obviously
Pooran's averaging
47,
49, striking at 200. Yeah. That's unbelievable. He's probably at 6. As we've always held, the MVP's got to be in a winning side.
Got to be in a winning side. That's the key.
Punjab's got to start winning.
Mark Wood's probably next in line if he's the top wicket taker. Then you got Kohli and Faf.
Yeah, Darwin, he's averaging nearly 100, so he's obviously going to have to be in the conversation. He scored basically 2/3 of his team's runs the other night, phenomenal. He's got to be there. But yeah, unless they start winning, they're either going to start winning because he's scoring so many runs, or he's going to fall off a cliff and they're going to start losing. So, if he continues like they will, he'll run away with it and he'll be orange cap, and they'll probably sneak in at number 4 and make some noise with him whacking it. So, like the list, lot to go. I obviously picked Chahal for the wrong tournament, for the long-time listeners. So, clip that up, Gav. I called that.
Yeah, wrong tournament.
Yeah.
Are
we not doing an IPL draft?
Yeah,
6 months ago.
Yeah, my bad. Okay,
well.
let's do Pyranha Picks. Something a little different for our Pyranha segment this week, where the three of us, Lugsy's going to jump on later, but we'll get his pick for the gram. We're going to make a 3-leg multi, courtesy of a pick of our choosing for the upcoming week. Jacko, that all makes sense. You're happy with that?
Yep.
Do you want to?
Yep.
Do you want to throw something out there?
Yeah. So I've got two for you. One will be our specialist Pyranha pick, just a little sprinkle on the side, which will be Devon Conway, top run scorer, coming up. I believe that game is tonight when this is released. So.
Oh yeah.
But so that's a wee sprinkle on the side. I think he's paying $4.50 at the moment, maybe $4.
So So you'll win that money.
So that's an extra $35. You can start spending that. But yeah, I think my multi selection, as you'll learn pretty quick, I'm a prop betting guy. Don't like to bet the run line or the money line. I'll be going prop bets, and I will go Trent Boult, top wicket taker.
Trent Boult, top wicket taker. What's that paying? Do you know, Jacko? Or
I think it was like $1.76.
I'm
not going out on a big limb, but I'll get it up for you. But I think it's $1.70.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. I couldn't find. I was actually looking for a prop bet initially because TAB don't quite give that to us for like over and under runs.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
That's what I really want, because we're talking about like Shikhar Dhawan and how good he's travelling, which sort of tells me like the other shoe's going to drop. Like at some point,
yeah, you want the under, don't you?
I was really, if I could find an under, I would hammer that under, because he can't just keep doing this. He just can't. So I'm gonna sort of go down that direction, and I think Punjab. I think the rest of the batting line is pretty brittle, and I think if Dhawan doesn't perform, I think they're in the shitbox, and particularly when the next game is against the Gujarat Titans. Very, very good bowling attack, led by Rashid Khan. So I'm going to take the Gujarat Titans to win that in head-to-head, which is paying $1.72 as of now. It's not a major. The Punjab are at home, so that adds another wrinkle.
Yep.
But I do think the Titans, they really should be 3-0 right now. Probably should have defended 20 out of 5. So I'm going to go Gujarat, and then we'll get Lugsy's one later on.
Boult's paying $3.25 just quietly.
$3.25, yeah, I like that. And you add in
just
Conway, top run scorer. This is a big multi. We'll chuck that up.
I'll probably leave Conway out and just do that on the side. But I mean,
if you're feeling adventurous, support Pyranha, support TMC, punt Devon Conway.
Yeah, and buy some grip socks with your winnings.
TMC 20. That's the code.
Yeah. Think of it as a free pair of grip socks when he wins. You're all welcome.
100%. Moving on to the worst bloke in cricket segment. We've got Lugsy. He's back.
Good to be back, mate.
Yeah, he's had some technical difficulties, but he is back on board for this segment, which is inspired by the Ryan Russillo show, who wanted to know who the worst kind of guy was. And we've taken that and we've made it the worst blokes in cricket. So how this works is we've got 8 candidates, and they are put into quarterfinals at random, and we're going to vote each matchup individually to go through each round until we decide who is the worst bloke in cricket. Makes sense, lads?
Yep.
Yeah, massive. Have you also, I don't know if have you thought who you probably are most closest to in this regard? I've been doing a bit of thinking about
self-reflection.
Yeah.
That's a good question. I think there's some of them that everyone does at times.
Yeah.
And
Probably touch on a few of them as we go through it. But
for sure. So I'll list the 8 candidates to start, and then we'll move on to the matchups. So we've got here the guy who doesn't score because he says he doesn't know how to. That's our random first seed at the moment, and he's going up against the pro who uses up all the reviews really early on, always thinks they're not out, sort of thing. the 4 and 5 matchup. 4 is the old guy at the club that won't retire, but he also doesn't help out young guys. He's going to go up against the guy who goes to training and he bats 20 minutes, has his net, packs his gear up, and then leaves. He doesn't bowl, doesn't give catches, doesn't do anything.
I tell you what, the way you're saying that means I think you've got a bit of a disdain for this character.
Yeah, or maybe they're doing it right. I don't know. Maybe they're geniuses.
We're all envious, yeah.
Number 2, the guy who sledges kids. That's a tough one. It's going to be a tough one to back that one up, to be fair. It's all good. It's all good. They're going to learn, sort of thing. Number 7 is the guy who doesn't own any gear. Yeah, I think that's a bit tough, but it's there anyway. And the number 3 and 4, we've got the guy who is never out. So he is always making excuses. It's always someone else's fault. The umpire's always fired him. We've all heard them. Number 6, sorry, yeah. 3 versus 6 would be the guy who thinks it's what we want when the bowler gets hit for 6. So guy gets hit for 6 and there's a guy chirping saying, it's good for us boys, or that's what we want. Jacko, we'll touch on you later on what your actual thoughts are on that. But let's start with the 1-8 matchup. The guy who doesn't know how to score, the guy who doesn't score because he doesn't know how to, versus the pro who uses up all the reviews. Lugsy, we'll start with you. What are your thoughts?
It's a tough one. It's a very tough one because obviously not a lot of us can relate to that pro who, always takes up the reviews. But I can only imagine as a proper international cricketer, the obvious one we've talked about in the past, Shane Watson springs to mind. Hated not to use his review, and I can imagine as a pro that is absolutely crushes you. The guy I sort of put myself in this category. I never wouldn't score, but I was certainly one to sort of go to the toilet when it was my time to umpire, maybe put the boards on dangerously early to avoid umpiring. Sort of, I'm batting 7. We're actually just starting the innings. I'm already boards on. So I've done a few things to escape umpiring. So, but yeah.
But umpiring sucks.
Umpiring is a little different. And I think you're allowed to avoid it at times.
Yeah.
I think it's tough to just continually.
It's more the claiming not knowing how to score.
Yeah.
It's so easy.
It's not that hard.
Well,
it's not that complicated, especially if 2 of you there.
Yeah. I as I was telling Munter the other day when we were going to the cricket, I actually scored the whole of Matt Sinclair's double 100 on debut as a youngster. So I actually had
you managed to score much of the T20 or?
No, I didn't actually see much of the T20, let alone score it.
It's a big day. It's a big day.
Jesus.
Yeah, that got away from me.
Right, Alexi, which one are you picking? What's your vote?
Honestly, I think the scoring's worse.
Yeah, scoring's worse.
Yeah, I think I'm the same. I think it's just hard to relate to the pro that doesn't. I imagine that'd be quite annoying, but it's like I don't. It's never affected me personally.
Nah,
if you know what I mean. So I think we're gonna have to give it to, the guy who doesn't know how to score.
And I reckon, as an international sports fan, you're pretty happy to see Watto burn a couple of reviews early.
That's quite fun for us as a crowd.
It's quite funny when someone reviews something that's dangerously plumb.
Oh yeah,
I'd adjust it. The tail ender that reviews his dead LB just because there's one left on the last wicket. Just off your pot, mate.
Yeah,
stop wasting time.
Yeah. Okay, right. Let's go our 4 and 5 matchup. The old guy at the club, who is essentially a pest, doesn't want to retire, doesn't help anyone out, is just there, versus the guy who bats 20 minutes and leaves. I think this is a tough matchup for your 4 and 5. Jacko, we'll go with you to start. Where are you leaning? Just thought process.
Just a crucial bit of information. What are they each averaging with the stick?
Because
if they got
this is the same as like the Ryan Rosillo. Like
Yeah.
how hot are they?
Yeah,
Like,
because I mean,
how good are they?
if old mate's averaging 60, he can do whatever the fuck he wants batting wise and leaves training. Like, if he's averaging 60, he wants to bat 20 minutes and go home, I'll drive him home.
Let's say both of them aren't doing that well. Like, let's just say
Less than 20.
Yeah, let's say like they're not really contributing on a Saturday.
I'm gonna say it's tough, but I'll say that is, if they're both not contributing, like, it's probably leans towards the old guy, because he's probably resting on the fact that he's an old timer and you're not going to drop him, or you're not going to like give him a hard word.
It's probably the same guy. To be fair.
Yeah.
I just need to
But like if it's a new guy to the club who's hitting and leaving and not batting well, he's probably just playing twos and on your bike sort of thing.
I'd just like to clarify, when we say an old guy, do we still mean an old guy who's in the side? Or do we mean that old guy at the club who's sort of just been around the club 40 years, isn't actually playing and is just sort of there or thereabouts, not offering a lot?
No, I think the guy that isn't playing adds
He's
more
certainly a good
value.
guy.
I think they add more value than you think, than a guy that's taking up a spot.
Yes, yeah, for sure. Because I think every club sort of has that old guy that everyone likes him, but sort of grates you a wee bit with his chat on a Saturday morning when you're trying to get in the zone a wee bit. But everyone knows he's crucial to the club as well, and sort of has that respect. So I think, I think.
So what are we picking?
Yeah,
I reckon like it's got to be someone that bats 20 and goes home.
Yeah, that's right.
Because I reckon at no point is that all good.
At least give us a couple of a spin.
Like, you can't imagine doing that someone that does it every week. Like, that would grind your gears. I think that's pretty poor. That's a pretty poor human if you're doing that every single week.
Especially when they start trying to use like real excuses, like, oh, I've got the kids at home, blah blah blah. Like, you give us an hour of your time, pal.
Yeah, it's not that hard. Righto, let's move on to our 2 versus 7 matchup. So, the guy that sledges kids, just kids. So, we're talking under 18 school kids. Doesn't really sledge like good players. Just likes to sledge the more vulnerable sort of kids. Versus the guy who doesn't own their own gear. I think I'm going to take this one off the bat. I think this is the guy that doesn't have their own gear is. Well, we don't know their situation. I think I'm going to be. There's a little bit more empathy in that. Like, gear's not expensive, but the guy that just sledges kids, I mean, there's something going on inside, like that they only sledge kids. Like, that's tough. It's going to be tough to defend that one.
And saying that, there's not many guys that turn up to senior cricket without their own gear, is there? Like, you've got to have it sorted out by that level.
yeah, that's a tough one.
You can't be.
There's no kit bags in men's cricket, is there?
You can't be full.
Or maybe the guy that like doesn't use their own bat. Like, they're always borrowing a bat or borrowing a helmet or borrowing a thigh guard or something like that, and they never sort of replace it. I think it's more that guy's more a harmless distraction.
Sure,
like a little bit annoying.
Yeah,
but the guy that sledges kids, like that's tough for me. So I'm going to add him.
Yeah, if you're going to arc up always. Like if you're going to have a behavioural trait, be consistent.
It reminds me of on the cusp of a friend of the show, Josh Finney's retirement. It reminded me of when he was a youngster, and one of our bowlers for the Great Tire, he was about 29 at the time, got hit for 6 from Josh and gave him a bit of chirp. Josh actually went back at him, and then Tony sort of looked at him and goes, "How old are you weak cunt?" He goes, "I'm 14 and I just hit you for 6.
And when you're a nipper, like when you're a nipper, you're playing with house money, because it's like you kind of know, like, they're older than you, they should be better than you, and if you do sledge, like, most of the stuff is pretty shit. Like, your sledges generally aren't pretty good, but if you land one, like you said, Lugsy, it gets everyone going.
Oh, us in the field were just cracking up.
Yeah.
That's him done. So what are you,
your
are you boys?
great sledge, you've been told how shit you were by a certain someone, and you said that might be very well, but we still playing the same grade.
I mean,
One of the great lines. At least I know him shit. Like we're still playing the same grade.
I've had a lot of great club cricketers.
Yeah.
So you boys,
Yeah.
are we all the guy that sledges kids?
I think
Sledge-
you're dangerously lenient on the no kit guy. I think.
No, I think you've got to make a case to make this interesting, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So our last matchup. The guy that is never out will never accept any, I guess, what's the word, like accountability for their own dismissal versus the guy in the field that tells you that's what we want when a bowler gets hit for six. Lugsy, we'll go to you to start with. Where are you leaning?
Yeah, the guy that's never out is just dangerously more annoying. Sort of can't stand that sort of guy that gets cleaned up and tells you the bowler overstepped. You got no chance. And at least the fielder that says that's what we want, at least there's a hint like he's trying to back his bowler, he's just trying to see the positive in a bloke getting hit for six. So Jacko can probably speak to if it's more annoying than anything as a bowler, but at least I see the him trying to, back up his bowler a wee bit.
Yeah. Yeah. The guy that's never out, you just want to, we all know him. He's like, oh, fuck, how's that got me out? Like, that swung a mile, that couldn't be out LB dish.
Yeah.
20 minutes later, the non-striker comes in, you're like, oh, mate, what about old mate? Was he out or not? And you go, oh, he fucking did, mate. It's like every week it's like a complaint of the umpire, and then the facts start to trickle in. It's hitting all three. He's missed a straight one again. There is times when it's like what we want to see, and you've just been hit for sixes, and I've told someone, one of my own teammates, no, that's not what we want to fucking see. Like, a half volley gets driven back down the ground past you, and they're like, yeah, good, pitch it up with it swing. I'm like, oh, I've just been driven before. I'm not that happy.
It wasn't a great delivery. It's like, I don't need you to tell me that's what I was trying to do.
Yeah, I'm not trying to get driven down the ground, but there's times where it holds mirror, and as Crom said, they might be blocking out for a draw, and you finally sort of talk them into having a huge hoy, and they get one away, and you can actually work on it a wee bit, time and place. But yeah, the guy that's never out, fuck mate, none of us are Don Bradman here. You're probably going to get a good one every now and then, so yeah, you probably just got to cop it.
It's funny because it's like, I think a lot of batters, everyone has been the guy who's never out.
Oh, sure.
We've all been there, but I think if you're consistently that person versus, I think it's like a case of a guy that's consistently positive versus a guy that's consistently negative, and I think the negative one will bring you down in the long run, whereas the positive one, it just kind of annoys you.
And I think the negative guy as well is if he's like, oh, it's never me that's out. It's like, well, fuck, you're never trying to get better. It's like, actually, if you were like, okay, I can't defend my off stump very well, then you can actually get better from there. But when they're just getting cartwheel, and it's like, oh fuck, mate, he's overstepping. I could see it from where I was. It's like, just keep him off your off pole, thanks, mate.
He's averaging
100%.
15, but he should be averaging 60, so he's actually not working hard.
Yeah,
He's got no flaws yet.
he's probably off 5 minutes after his net too.
Speaking
And
of
yelling at kids.
let's move on to the next round matchup. We're going through to the semis. We've got the 1 seed, the guy who doesn't know how to score, versus the 5 seed who upset the 4th seed, the guy who bats 20 minutes and leaves. Jacko, we'll start with you. Where's your head at?
Yeah, see, I don't know, we have, I'm going to say it's still the scoring guy, because I reckon you've got enough, if you play men's cricket, I don't know what it's like in Dunedin anymore, but in Christchurch, you've generally got a scorer, So, like, the amount of times you're asked to score is, like, exponentially less. And then if you still I don't know, I've been back at the club 6 years and I've never been asked to score.
They're living in luxury in Christchurch.
Oh,
Jeez.
jeez.
Can I make a soft
like,
counter?
you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're being asked even a small amount of times a season and you can't do it because, you don't know how, they've probably just got to cop your medicine and do it when you have to. I
think it's a valid point. I think there's no excuse not to know how to score. But I think that's more of like it's going to be like a little bit annoying. But a guy that consistently just bats 20 minutes and leaves every week, like that guy is going to be so... Like, you're going to dislike that person more. Yeah. Personally.
Yeah. You're probably right, actually.
Like, it's just going to be like, you probably give them both shit, but yeah, I'm probably going to go off the 5 seed for me. Lugsy, where are you heading?
Probably doesn't matter because it's 2-0.
That's a good point.
No, I'm with you because, the scoring one is a bit different down here. Well, back when I was playing, because quite a lot of times you would be asked to do it most games. So the same guys that sort of just annoyed you and wouldn't even do their stint because they only ask you to do sort of 10 overs. That does start pissing you off because it ends up those same good blokes that actually do like 30 overs, you know? And everyone's club's got those sort of legends that will do it. The culture around the club shouldn't allow someone to come to the net and just bat 20 and leave. But as I say, these guys are cunning and they've got their excuses every week as to why they can't. Somehow take a knock on the hand or something, sort of last ball of their net that's somehow good for Saturday but means they can't bowl off field during training. So they've always got something, these blokes, and they're always annoying.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Righto, let's the other semi-final, the 2 seed, the guy who sledges kids versus the guy that's never out. Lugsy, do you want to take the floor and see where your head's at for this one?
Oh, for sure. I mean, the guy that sledges kids doesn't bother me that much. I mean, I've simply just watched Israel Adesanya win the title and point at the other bloke's kid and hit the deck and make him cry. So I'm not too anti that bloke. I mean, he's probably got a bit going wrong in the mixer, but I can sort of put up with him for a laugh. So yeah, for me, it's the other.
Jacko, where are you at?
Yeah, I'm the same.
It's a good case there.
Yeah. 2 or 3 weeks, like a month into a bloke never been out, just gets old quickly, doesn't it? Like, if you're never out, fucking start scoring some runs, mate. Like, start actually not getting out. So, yeah, bloke that's never out.
Well, there you go. They're through. Doesn't matter what I think. We will move on. We'll move on to our grand final of the worst bloke in cricket. We've got the 3 seed, the guy who is never out, versus the 5 seed, the guy who bats 20 minutes and leave. 2 of the worst blokes in cricket. Most likely they're the same person. It's fair to say. So, Jacko, I'll start with you. Which guy is a worse bloke?
Feels like there'd be some crossover. Yeah, sort of feel like you're probably not getting one without the other, but in terms of what trait is more annoying, it's just the never out. I just feel like you play with them more. Like the guy that bats and leaves, it's probably just like after a bit that becomes who he is, or he just filters out of the team. But the guy that's never out is just every fucking week is just always going to be.
You just got to constantly hear it.
Yeah.
All the time. Like, you just can't escape it. Like, it's not like you said, the guy that bats 20 minutes and leaves, it's annoying. He's not a great bloke, but it doesn't affect you. But when a guy just constantly goes on about why they missed out, why the selectors got wrong, why this, and it's like, fuck, this is hard work to hear over and over again. And we've all been this person. That's the best part of it.
Oh, it's me every week. Yeah, geez, I haven't been dismissed yet this summer.
As a guy that loves to play square when you should be playing straight, so gets LB douched a bit. I've always, as a left-hander, I've sort of always got that excuse of like, I'm pretty sure that might have pitched outside leg. So I'm sure.
And if it hasn't pitched outside leg, it hasn't come back far enough to take out my poles.
It's got to be a very good delivery to get me LB douche. So. Yeah, I have to say I've no doubt been this bloke before, but yeah, as you say, it's just constant. And the worst part of it is it can go on all day. They can bat 3, they can be out at like, it can be 11:30, they're out, and you've got to deal with that all night.
You've got to deal with it all day, and then once they have a few more drinks, just the volume starts to increase. Yeah, okay, so that settles it. The worst bloke in cricket is the guy who's never out. So Buck, if you want, just figure it out. Like, it's your fault.
I'm just
out.
hoping there's a few guys listening around the traps just thinking like, either A, who's that in my team, or B, like, fuck, am I that guy?
Yeah, if you can't think of if you're in a side and you can't think of who that person is, it's you. Okay, right. Should we do our snack draft of this week?
Yep.
Let's do a recap to start with. Last week, food and drink combos, and yet again, the tribal chief, the head of the table, Simon Cromedy, proved he is the best to snack draft in this league, maybe of all time. Jack, I'm not going to lie, it's getting a touch demoralising. They want parity in this league, and we just aren't getting it. We may have to make it like a Aussie versus World 11 stuff.
Yeah, might team up.
And just team up and take this champ down. But before that, Lugsy, you've got the floor yet again. You're away.
Pretty simple, 2 words. Acknowledge me. No, look, yeah, good hell of a run. As I said, I know I'll get taken down because I'm just going with the foods I love, and the crowd seems to be responding. I do love the feedback. I love how passionate some people are about your snacks. Like even
some people, it's great for the listeners.
Even though I'm winning, I get my DMs copping it. Don't you worry.
Tell you what, it's going to be real tears at the Hunter household when Crom sees wee Harvey and points him out and gives him a wee drop there.
Mate, your old man can't choose a snack to save his life out.
We made it and make a wee Instagram for old Harvey just sort of and bump up these votes.
Oh, not another vote for Munter, is
Don't
it?
act like it's not.
Fuck, it's going to. Right, should we? So this week we're going to do Easter snacks.
Gotta.
We've got what is Easter snacks? So it's basically anything around Easter, isn't it? That you wouldn't normally have around this time,
including like your seasonal Easter things. Like your big brands will bring out sort of their Easter chocolate or their Easter snack this time of year as well.
Yeah.
I reckon.
I think this is going to be one that there's going to be a bit of parity here because there's some good options, but I think it's sort of just depends on your taste. I don't think it'll be too divided, this one.
Yeah, it's a tough one. So we'll move on to the lottery. Lugsy, you've got the 17%. I've got 33%, and Jacko, you're at 50%. So I'm going to try and screen share here. So this could work, and you guys should be able to see this.
Don't put me in charge of
this. All right. So can you guys see that?
Yep.
No.
You can't see the
Three
screen?
Easter eggs in the middle. That's a hell of a touch.
Yeah, like that. Okay.
Oh,
so,
beautiful.
Righto, let's go.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, so book a batch to come on board.
Jacko, congratulations. Number 1 pick. Well done. Righto. You did so well with the number 1 pick last week. Righto. Myself and Lugsy to go. Just spinning that wheel now.
I'm in trouble here.
Yeah, it's looking like it's a me. So, Jacko,
pretty tough draft, I think, to have the first pick in. I think the biggest question mark is sort of where this goes. But I feel like you've got to have one variation, and I think the original is the best to have. And I don't think I get it at pick 6. I think it gets snaffled up, and then I think hopefully you can get sort of the eggs and the chocky I want later. But I'll just get the classic, the original hot cross bun.
Yeah, that's so good.
Bit of butter with that, or?
Yeah.
Yeah, a bit of butter. Chuck it in the microwave.
Yeah, toast and margarine.
Yeah, do you not run the microwave? No, tell you what.
I'd say microwave would be dead last. I'd go oven, toaster, non-toasted, microwave in 4.
I'm thinking efficiency. You know, just in terms of you chuck it in for like 5 to 10, melt the butter up. It just try it. Very good, very quick as well.
We've got one left in the cupboard actually. Maybe I will microwave it. Yeah, I don't think it wheels back to 6.
No, you're right.
Who doesn't love a hot cross bun at Easter?
Even the frying pan actually isn't a bad option, but there's something about, I don't know if it's for you guys as well, but for some reason when my mum makes them, it turns out way better than when I bake it. Like, I don't know if she's just got a bit more patience than me and actually keeps it in that oven that bit longer and just smothers it in butter, but yeah, it's an unbelievable go-to.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a good pick. Just quickly, are you with or without raisins?
Yeah, just with fruit, the original.
You're not worried? Yeah, okay. Yeah, nice. Yeah. All right, pretty good. Okay, so my pick. So I'm going to go the egg variety early on. And I'm thinking about when I'm a nipper.
Yeah, right.
When Easter really sort of took flight, and I'm going to Kinder Surprise.
Wow.
Just because I wanted that toy as well. I wanted the chocolate. I wanted the toy. 2-for-1 special. I think, and it's also a year-round sort of chocky. So I'm going to Kinder Surprise.
It's big.
It's not a bit, yeah. I mean, first thing Munter said when we're drafting is sort of that Easter special thing, and then he's gone available all year round.
Oh, he's put the year right, yeah.
Yeah, but you know.
Yeah. No.
It heightens.
He'll take fruit toast next.
It comes alive at Easter though, doesn't it?
Does. Lugsy, you're on the board.
Yeah, look, shit. There's still plenty of options on the board, isn't there? I'm looking at my wee list here, and I've still got my 1 and 2 there, so this is where I might lose them. First, number 1, I'm gonna get my hot cross bun locked in, and I'm gonna go with chocolate. I just think it's. I don't think it's. It's sort of something over the last few years. Like, obviously, your mum's always got the standard hot cross bun, the original. But when you go out and you get your own and you get chocolate and that melts and that butter, it's just sensational. So, chocolate hot cross bun 1. Number 2, I'll go to an egg, bit of variation. And I'll go my favourite of the eggs, sort of in form. And I've just got one sitting here actually as we speak. I'll go the buttons. I just think the buttons look it's just a classic. I put some buttons through my oats before, actually melted them through, just sensational. In fact, we may have an empty butter ones here as well. So I've got through a few over these last couple of days.
That's very good. That's tough. Okay, this is tough. I will admit, this is not my area of expertise. I'm not expecting to turn over Lugsy this week. So I'm just going to shoot from the hip a little bit. I'm going to go... I don't know how to say it properly. It's the Ferrero Rochers.
Oh yeah.
Like, that's like your upper class sort of egg. And I think it's just... I don't even know how to describe the flavour. I think it's hard to describe it. It's its own... special. Is it like hazelnut?
Yeah.
It's just
hazelnut.
I'm just going to note down available all year round. So I'm just checking that up. More sort of known around that Christmas time, actually. But
do they not? Do they not have an Easter? Do they not release any Easter eggs? Do they?
Well,
that's what I thought.
They're around at Easter time. I suppose they're still on the shelves from Christmas.
Yeah. No, it's a good egg. It's a good chocolate.
That is one of my favourite chocolates in the biz.
Oh, fuck that
it's
good.
a real good like gift chocolate to
Oh,
give.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's right up there
Yeah.
for me. So
Right. So I've got my last 2 picks here, and then pick 2, so 6 overall. It's probably just the best chocolate going round, and just in a novelty Easter shape. The Whittaker's Easter Kiwi.
that's good.
Yeah, just a lovely pick. You're just getting your Whittaker's creamy milk in a novelty shape of a kiwi. Lovely little Easter gesture, but yeah, just lapped
And
up.
also the great part of that is like at least a little bit of the kiwi will be like thicker than the rest of the chocolate. You get that thick
wee thick bit at the bottom corner.
Fucker thick, that's unreal.
Yeah, that is good. And then my third pick, and this is just a personal fave. They always have them by the counter. They're always 99 cents about this time. They're fucking hard not to add one into the trolley. It could go... There's 2 that are there, but I think that the Malteser bunny
Jesus.
is just so good, and it's so hard not to chuck 1 or 2 in the trolley. So, yeah, the Malteser bunny will be my last pick.
See, I'm going to go... See, I don't know if this is something that everyone likes, but I'm a massive fan of these. And this is an Easter option. I'm going the marshmallow eggs.
Yeah. What one?
Oh,
What do you mean, the chocolate ones?
Yeah, right. What are we talking here?
What's it? Oh, well...
you just mean like the Cadbury that come in
the
slab.
Cadbury ones. The Cadbury ones. I had some today. They're like, they're in shape. They've got egg like sort of yolky in the middle, but it's all marshmallow, and then it's chocolate on the outside. Yeah. They're about sort of hand size. My hand size.
It's on the board. It's on the board.
Yeah,
it's on the board. It's just a good option. Lugsy, what are you running?
5 years ago they were actually our hand size too, but it's product has got smaller, I suppose.
your hands grow from 28, did they?
The product just got smaller.
Yeah, that's like what?
I'll tell you what, there's a lot still on the board here. A lot still on the board.
Yeah, plenty of options.
Sort of some of the most famous ones still on the board for me as well. This I will not take, but going to be very, very hard to beat. The caramel cuties.
Yeah.
I'm not going to take it.
There's been an unlimited amount in the office recently.
Yeah, they're dangerous. I won't take it because to me they are only beaten, and I can't believe I've got this last. The wee mini eggs, Cadbury mini eggs, and the wee yellow box. Same sort of thing as Jacko said, about 99 cents at the moment, right next to the counter, and I think are just nothing short of exceptional.
Yeah. Very,
honestly
very
contemplating
good,
taking them.
They all have those little... Yeah. Yeah. There's some very good, just little easy snacks come at this time. The Kit Kat Easter Bunny was also there for me.
Yeah.
I had the like M&M ones, M&M Easter eggs, good option. The cream egg is a good option.
That's probably would have gone number one, sort of 6 years ago.
Yeah, I was thinking about that, but I actually just don't have them very often. And
I
don't
think about
like,
the
even just like a big hollow bunny.
Just
a
standard bunny, so
bunny
good.
is pretty good hollow stuff. And I couldn't think of what they were, but what kind of eggs they were. But the wee eggs that you have for an Easter hunt, like I don't know what they are exactly, but you know those little ones that you have with an Easter hunt, and because it's an Easter hunt, it just tastes that much better when you're a kid.
Good
Was
work
Harvey
for it.
sort of into an Easter hunt this year, or sort of a year away? What are we talking?
Well, I always thought next year when he was about 2, but I seen some other people do it when he. But he's just one. Like,
How much chocolate in the
he's not gonna, he's not going. Yeah, I don't know if chocolate's. I don't know if chocolate's the best for him at the moment. He's only 1.5, and like it's basically at this point it'd be me finding them. Yeah. And like he's not getting anything out of it. I was thinking next year he'd be 2.5. That's when he's got like he can sort of have a look sort of thing. So
he's starting to get into his prime, isn't he?
Yeah, definitely.
The only other one I had on the board, and this was sort of the white whale for me growing up, was the great white. I don't know if you remember seeing those. We're talking.
What was it look like?
Just this here.
Wow! Oh yeah.
I was going to go there.
I mean,
is that hollow?
Yeah, just a massive hollow white egg, and it just
that
came
was
in the shark thing, and I just remember thinking, like, as a kid, like, fuck, that'd be unreal to have
That
that.
was rock solid.
That's a good pick.
A 7 kg, a 7 kg egg of just
What about,
solid white chocolate.
on that real
That's my honourable mention, the
on
Great
that
White.
very similar mould sold at the warehouse. Was it called like the Porky Pig or something? It was just like 1.5 kilo of just chocolate. It's this $30 chocky.
Oh.
There's some parents killing kids out there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. We were talking this. We were talking at the start. Easter's worse for you than
Oh,
Christmas.
I've been horrendous. Nothing short of horrendous.
Oh shit! Good stuff. Look, this could go either way. I do think I've missed not getting a hot cross bun in there somehow.
Yeah.
I did think I was hoping that the chocky one would fall a bit later, so that's on me. Can't slip up if you want to take on the tribal chief, unfortunately. Righto, so that's us for another week. Like, subscribe, rate, review, etc. Thanks to everyone who listens. Thanks to Lugsy. Thanks to Jacko. We'll catch you next week.
Thanks, mate.
Boys.